Hi, boys and girls. I'm so sorry that I'm not going to be able to be in school today, so I want to just explain to you what you're going to be doing today in class. After you finish your quiz, which was the first thing that was in the True Confessions chapters 7 through 8, you get to watch me and find out what you're going to do. So chapters 7 and 8 have been like a fantastic bunch of chapters. I feel like the suspense has really built up. We kind of feel a little bit, that there's something brewing, which is clearly very evident from the last line in chapter 8, which says, sorry, I'm staying on the page, how Miss Doyle, he said with a sudden hard laugh, even while urging a second sweet biscuit upon me, you have my word. They shall wake up when we run into storm. How right he was, but the storm was, at first, man-made. So clearly this is definitely ending off on a cliffhanger that, there's something brewing. It's not necessarily just going to be, a real storm, meaning, storm clouds, Hurricane Sandy-ish, and whatever. But it's really going to be something man-made where we get a sense that something's brewing. That meaning the way that's been going on right now on the ship, the status quo cannot stay. It can't be that as is discussed on page 69. And please turn to page 69 at this moment in your True Confessions. If you need to get your book, you should pause the video now until you get it. Where it says, Miss Doyle, he might say when he took our daily tea, you see them for yourself. Are they not the dirtiest, laziest dogs? Now, mind you, Charlotte describes in chapter 8 how the fact that the captain takes pride in basically bossing them around. How he said that they should never, for a minute on their watch, they should never be idle. And it seems that he's almost like asking them to do like these meaningless tasks. And yet he's calling them lazy. And yet she responds, yes, sir, I reply softly, though I felt increasingly uncomfortable because I could sense resentment growing among the crew. Charlotte senses that the crew is not happy, meaning they're not okay with the fact that Captain Jaggery is not, treating them fairly, not treating them nicely. Talks about how he struck Morgan, how he yelled at them, he would slap them, and he just was really very tough on them. Now we know he talked about, earlier in the book where he talked to Charlotte and he said, there will be times in which you will think that I'm going to be very strict with the crew on page 44. There will be moments, he continued, when I will appear harsh to you. Believe me, if I could with kindness encourage the men to achieve their tasks, I would do it. Alas, I would gain no respect. Now, to be honest, we talked about how that's not necessarily true, and he's not gaining respect from the people. Instead, he's really just making everyone very upset at him and making the fact that people are frustrated by him and don't like him. So I think he in a way is very out of touch with what his crew really wants. What I want to do right now is I want to teach you first about a tool called Piktochart, and I want to explain to you what you're going to do. So I'm just going to shrink myself. Just some questions to think about before I now that I've shrunk myself and we can see my sheet. Some things to think about. Who do you think actually put the carved head in the hold? Meaning, some of you, I'm sure, are thinking it was Barlow, right? Barlow was the one that took her down to the hold to show her where her luggage was. Magically, there's the light goes. She sees this carved head, and the light goes out. Was it Barlow or is it someone else? Think about the fact that Zachariah gave her these clothing. What was her response? Right? We know that her response was that she immediately was like, ugh, I can't believe that you're even thinking about this, of giving it to me. But then she ultimately does try it on. Also the idea, like, do you think Charlotte made the right decision about acting as a spy? She talks about how she was almost like looking for things to tell Captain Jaggery. Is that going to ultimately get her into trouble? Is that a good thing? Is it ever a good thing to spy for someone? So with all that, I want to explain to you about Piktochart. So Piktochart is a great website. What you're going to do is that you're going to go to Piktochart.com and you're going to log in. And my password's already there. So you're going to you can sign in with Google. But I'm just going to log in right now. I'm hoping my password is working. Or not. Let's quickly just do this. And let's do next. Okay, can we just skip this? All right, education. teacher. Okay, this is awkward. Okay, hopefully now they'll let me go. Okay, thank you. All right. Thank you. Okay, so a picture charts, there are different picture charts here. There are different kind of like infographics that you could create. You're going to scroll down to where you can create a blank template. Okay, or I'm just going to go to create a new picture chart because that's easy also. Okay, so we're going to click create a new picture chart after you logged in, and you're going to create a poster. And it's going to start up. Okay. So just to kind of like help you understand how to navigate it, it's very, very easy, okay? On the left-hand side is the ability to add graphics, right? So there's already like some icons available to you. There's some shapes. There's some photos available. Like if I want to, look up on different columns, there's like categories, I'm sorry. I can also upload images, which I'm going to explain to you how to do. There's also background. I can change the background and add text. So if I want to like write a text, I can write the storm. And I can move it up. I can change the font. I can change the size. I can change, the color, and I could do all these things. That you could change it to like this, to add a subtitle. You can easily navigate this. I just want to kind of first like explain to you how to work this website, and then I'll tell you what you're going to do. Let's say I want to add a picture. So I'm going to go to images.google.com, and I'm going to look up storm. I'm going to write clip art because I am not using a filter computer, and I want to make sure that only appropriate images are going to come up. And let's say I want to add this picture. So I'm going to save image as. And you can also do this on your Chromebook in class. Just wait, awkward moment. It's not really popping up. Not saving. This is awkward. My computer is freezing. And we're on a podcast right now. And it's not doing anything. Well, in theory, you're going to save the image as, and you're going to give it a name. But you're going to make sure that it's saved as a JPEG, because otherwise it won't work. And even on my computer right now, it's not working. So in theory, we saved it. Okay, we saved it. You save it as a download. Okay, so you're going to save image as, like what I did. You're going to save it as a download. You're going to give it a name, and you're going to make sure it's a JPEG. Once you've done that, you're going to go back. Wow, this is really awkward because my whole thing is stopping, and it's the middle of a podcast because my computer is not working. Let's see if I can get out of this. This is not my day. Let's see if it works now. Oh, okay. Thank you. It's because I dive into Hashem about the awkwardness of what's going on right now. And Google Chrome is not responding. Okay, so I'm going to go to downloads. I'm going to save it as downloads. It's working really slowly. I only have 6 minutes left of this video. And I'm going to, so it's not really going to work because it's not a JPEG. I believe it needs to be saved as a JPEG. It needs to be done as a JPEG. But we could try it out and see if it would work. So I'm going to do it as, I'm going to save it. Oh, lovely. As storm. Save. And then if I go back into my picture chart, and I'm going to go to uploads, and I'm going to select image from the computer, and I'm going to go into my downloads. This is very awkward how slow this computer is working. I must have too many things open. Just the night of the elections, and I have a lot of tabs open as to what's going on. Okay, the point is that you're going to click on downloads, and you're going to click on your image, and you're going to press open. And then it's going to appear over here, and then you can drag it into your pictochart. You can add different pages by pressing, by scrolling down and adding more, and stuff like that, and adding another page. So what are you doing? So you've just read this, these two chapters, and there's a lot going on. We have Charlotte, we have Jaggery, we have the crew, and we don't know what's going on. I want you to somehow, on this picture, visually depict what you're feeling right now, what's going on. So what that means is, if you want to, you could just write words. You can write fear, you can write storm, you can write spy, you can write things like uncertainty, you can write crew not happy, whatever it may be. And then you're going to do pictures that are associated with it. Maybe you'll try to do a picture of a spy. Maybe you'll try to do a picture of a storm. Whatever it may be, you're somehow going to try to kind of like paint like almost like a picture as to what's going on in this in these chapters right now, as to like what's going on, trying to pull it all together. It may be that you may want to just put pictures of different things that you're thinking of as you're reading. It may be that you want to just put words of things that you're thinking of. It may be that you want to just write questions. Why is Charlotte doing this? And then almost put a picture of a Krill that's confused. Or maybe you want to put on a picture of Jaggery equals evil, and then put a picture of, you know, a scary man. Or maybe you want to do something like Zakaria. Is he the one that put the fake head? Whatever it may be. So you can do questions, you can do words, and then you're going to put pictures with it. And you're just somehow going to summarize for me what you're feeling. So here's an example of something that I did for an old assignment, just to kind of get an understanding. It looks like all of them are blank. This is not one that I want to show you. Okay, I can't pull it up, but it's just a way to visually depict it. I'm going to explain it more in writing, but I just want to help you navigate it, and then you just want to make sure to also save it and give it a name. Clearly, I did not give it a name. Once you are done with this, you are welcome to review Chapter 2, but we're going to be doing vocabulary.com. We're going to do vocabulary.com tomorrow. This is Mrs. Kurtz, awkward, signing off.